for Stafford Municipal School District Board of Trustees positions 1 and 2 and Stafford City Council positions 1 and 2. My name is Rehan Ali Mohammed, and I'm partner with the law firm of Wong Fleming and Academy TV and Facebook Live through both the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce's page and the City of Stafford's page. If you have any questions for our candidates, please submit them in the comments that will be asking the candidates questions. First is Stefan Modrich with the Fort Bend Star, and Seshadri Kumar with the Fort Bend Independent. He is Paige Talbot will be the timekeeper. You will have 1 minute to answer each question. Candidates will receive a reminder 2 minutes for an opening statement and 2 minutes for a closing statement. Let's begin with the Stafford MSD Board of Trustees positions 1. Edward E. Rector, Clint Mendonca, and Suzette Thompson. Our candidate for Stafford MSD Board of Trustees was running unopposed, but he will be asked the same questions as the candidates for position 1. Candidates, you will now have 2 minutes for your opening statements in the order of your name.
Past 42 years and a homeowner for the past 20. My husband and I, Scott, we both went through Stafford MSD from kindergarten through graduation. I have been involved with youth for many years. I volunteer at the school, in classrooms, at events. I love this school. This is where I came from. It has made me who I am. And I am very passionate about this district. I want the best for the kids. This is my home, and this is where I came from. And I want to be the SMSD trustee because I feel that.
Yes, thank you. Hello. Hello. My name is Edward Rector. I'm a resident of Stafford. I'm a deputy constable for Fort Bend County, Precinct 2. My duties as a deputy constable is to protect life and property. As a deputy constable, I've been assigned to differently for the attendance. And when I was a truancy, my job was to meet with the register office and gather information. I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed the city of Stafford and dealing with the community. Also, I worked with other programs as a doctor, was to talk to the parents and talk to the kids about drugs, drug abuse, and resistance. And thank you.
All right, can you test your mic real quick before we start?
Sure. Testing. One.
It's being run from not as the room, but it's going straight to the TV.
All right, let's do our best. Clint Mendonca.
And all those helping to put it on, and all of you who are watching, whether it's online or on TV at home. Yes, my name is Clint Payne Platform. School safety, fiscal responsibility, improving academics, and putting our Stafford students first. Back in January, we brought junior achievement to Stafford Middle School with the Career Exploration Fair. Hundreds of our 6th and 7th grade students. That's the kind of thing we need in our district. Over the course of the past year, communication and greater engagement from the parents and community. When it comes to communication, Gracie has done a great job with each addressed. For example, many of you know I run the Stafford, Texas residence group with my wife. We brought to the attention of Principal Hines, who identified the student in question and contacted the parent first thing the following morning. I was the only candidate up here who advertised, attended, and bothered to ask questions during that event.
Suzette Thompson, your opening, please.
Thank you, Fort Bend Congress, for having this forum. My name is Suzette Thompson, and today I'm hoping to earn your vote. I am a homeowner and ready to graduate with the upcoming class of 2021. My son is in the 8th grade. He will be attending the high school this upcoming school year. I have a proven track record. I have a passion. I currently serve as the Staffordshire Booster President, where I have been serving since 2016. I am also the co-chair for the SHAC Committee, which is the School Health Advisory Committee. I'm also a parent member / COBRA's, the Stafford Youth Basketball Association, Upward Sports for many years. Both of my children are actively involved in school extracurricular activities, and you have probably seen me at most of all of Stafford SMSD sporting events. I've also volunteered to pick up trash in the community, but in the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts that was held here at SMSD. PP drive, food distribution, and COVID-19 drive-through testing. What can I contribute as a board member? I am a frontline worker. I am a registered nurse. COVID has taken a toll on our school's vaccine hub right here at SMSD while implementing a safe, strong protocols that will keep our children in our district safe. Also want to enhance and improve the trade program here at Stafford College and Career Camp through community partnership.
Thank
Also-
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Manuel Hinojosa, sorry. Begin your opening statement.
Good evening, Stafford. Remember, we are one. I'm excited to be here this evening with you, the citizens and the community, for the privilege to serve your children on the school board. I want to thank SME TV, City of Stafford, for the last 6 years. We created our District of Innovation that allowed us to have a lot more flexibility in some of the things that we were doing for our students. We've also, the bond, $62 million bond that was passed, that at its anchor will have partnerships with, for example, Texas Women's University for a cohort of student nurses starting in the middle school. We've had partnerships with Rice, partnerships with years, and I will be working to expand and create a health academy that will have nursing, laboratory sciences, pharmacy, enhanced pharmacy, as well as increased partnerships and internships for our students. Obviously, we're going to have to get back and create a post-COVID reintegration and get back to rated schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we'll have our media representatives begin with questions for our candidates. Remember, you'll have 1 minute. We'll start with Stefan for the first question. It will be for Don.
Candidates. So my first question is, what aspects of your
For me, I think my biggest thing is I'm a parent of 3 kids who have been in this district all their lives, and there's action, and they also have been involved in all different areas in the school. They're Kickstart, band, culinary, UIL academic. They're currently back in face-to-face learning. So I understand what parents are feeling and what they're experiencing, and I feel that is what I can contribute, that is what's the biggest.
I think I have a mic issue. Best suit you.
And as a public service, I'm in the community talking with parents, involving their kids, working, doing community involvement, and then I forward them in the right direction. And I've worked with different nonprofit organizations, try to get new programs, a better potential board member for Stafford MSD.
Thank you. Clint?
Many of you know my wife is actually a professional career educator. She's worked in multiple different positions at multiple how we have to go about with regulation to make that work. Further, many of you know I work for a bank. I'm currently a manager. I've worked in financial services for over a decade now. Financial analysis is going to have to account for the needs of hundreds of employees, thousands of students, and allocations of millions of dollars. That kind of thing is closer to, and that's the kind of thing I'm looking forward to doing on a volunteer basis for our district. Thank you.
Thank you. Suzette?
What I can contribute, first of all, I'm a parent. Secondly, I am a registered nurse. As a parent, I've been in the school district for 10 years. I'm a team protocols. Again, like I said, I want to implement a vaccine hub right here at SMSD, age 16 and up, which is going to target the high school students if the parents choose to vaccinate them. We have over 700 kids that's in the high school that is going to be potential community partnership with hospital, doctor's offices, pharmacies. As a registered nurse, I think that's my contribution.
Thank you. Manuel?
Thank you. Be better able to serve for a trustee position. I think that has to do with the fact that I grew up here. I went to school here. I've chosen to live and raise my family. Those are the things, those experiences are the backgrounds that are going to position me to continue to do the things that I've done to provide the best educational opportunity for some help. I was from an economically disadvantaged background, and those individuals were able to provide some opportunities for me. So I want to give back to.
With Corporal for the response. Did you?
I'm pushing it. Now
Yeah,
can you? Oh,
there
I'm
you
sorry.
go. There you go.
This is regarding school financing. Is Stafford School District getting adequate of resources? Would you do it differently than what has been done?
Okay. All right.
Make sure you do not do not push the button. It stays released on that'd be great.
Testing. Okay.
Thank you.
You know what? Why don't you repeat that? I don't think anybody here in the audience heard you.
Okay.
Why don't you try it?
Testing.
Getting adequate funding from the state and taxes. Number two, have you studied the school district budget? Are you satisfied with it? Would you do it differently if given a chance?
The proper adequate funding from the state, from the city of Stafford.
All right. Clint.
Yes, I have looked through the budget. Bostic or any of the employees, no, we could always use some more money for all the different things we want to do. I think that the state has done a fair job of allocation. I would like to see a bit more, and I'm prepared to lobby for extracurriculars. And on top of that, I think that we need to do a better job of making sure that our bond is getting properly implemented. Back in July, August-ish during move-in, these are tens of millions of dollars that the voters voted on, and that's an ADA compliance matter that hasn't been addressed. Now it's been fixed, but it took months. I want to look at how we're focused on how that's.
Is Stafford School District getting adequate funding? Have you studied the school district budget? Are you satisfied with it?
I've reviewed it, but Stafford does have a chief financial officer. That's their department. But if from listening to past pre-pandemic attendance in school, with the funding, the attendance credit, I guess that's balanced right now, and also with the land tax, the budget is balanced at this moment.
Thank you. Before you start, Manuel, make sure that the mic is adjusted so where it's can fix it a little bit better. Manuel, why don't you go ahead and answer the question?
Thank you for the question. I think every school board trustee and every school district in the state, around the state, and one of the first things that usually gets cut when tough decisions need to be made is school funding. Over the last 6 years, we've lobbied and we've more. I think that in terms of what aspects of the funding, most of our funding goes into instruction and salaries. I think that that's at the core of what we do as a district. We have to have the right individual, careful process that always has some tough decisions to be made. We could always do more, and if I had an unlimited pocketbook.
That there needs, on the state level, there needs to be some changes made to school funding. We could always use. The board is doing a really great job of managing the funds that the school does have. There's been a balanced budget for the past 7 years, and do anything differently? I would say no. I mean, it would, I would want to keep looking to the future and keep managing the finances in a positive.
Thank you. All right, let's go to some of the the questions from the public. First question, we will start with Clint. Question is, parents, taxpayers consistently communicate with all parents, residents, and stakeholders. Clint.
Well, many of you know I'm a big fan of social media, and I understand that not everyone is on possible. Send out email blasts, post it on the website, post it in different places around the schools. Make sure that it's going out in electronic and paper communication that we can make sure that messages are getting out to our parents, to our community members, and to our students. We do have internal messaging systems. We need to have backup means of communication to make sure that we're still getting the messages out to all of our parents, all of our community members. Thank you.
Thank you. Suzette?
A Zoom account. Meetings could be done via Zoom. It doesn't. You can have audio with communication. They can continue with a robocall to remind parents that can still don't have to be face to face, but we can use Zoom or audio listening whenever the meetings are being conducted.
Thank you. Manuel?
Thank you. Communication is the one thing that all of us do every day, and most of us get wrong. We have a communications director. We struggle with this as a board because we want to have more community participation and community engagement. You to do those efforts and continue to strive to reach those parents and continue to communicate. It's the one thing that we have to constantly do.
Thank you. Don?
So with my job, we try to reach people all the time to communicate with them. And we have found that people are kind of going away from email. I think it would be extremely beneficial if we could do text message blasts out about important things. I think it would be amazing to have a weekly newsletter that the parents could email it out to, because some people do still do email, but just to have a weekly newsletter going out telling what's going on, to communicate to the parents.
With all parents, residents, and stakeholders regarding what's happening in the district and the decisions made by the school board.
Okay. First of all, what changes or what's going on in the community. Also, weekly, quarterly meetings, community meetings, with the HOA, to the community. It's very important that, as a board member, that information in regarding to the schools, either policy or any type of communication that the parents.
The public, the demographic snapshot report shows that the population in Stafford is going up by 2025 with the majority. What plans do you have to capture this growing population to come to SMSD? And Suzette, we'll start with you.
So Stafford, capturing the population, where the school district, you can actually bring your babies here from 6 months all the way up to 4 years old, and then you have the pre-K program. The way to capture them is we have the best little school district. We have it all on one compound. So we have all the amenities here. And also we're working with residents and saying we need more grocery stores in the community. So we have all that's needed right here on the compound.
So that's one of the things that we have to leverage our partnerships and our collaborative efforts with City of Stafford. We also need to promote our early childhood center, our magnet school, and then put a good job of that. And we need to continue to do that, and also create an environment in our city where families can enjoy their leisure time when they're not working. We're creating a community center on command. We continue to do.
Thank you. Don?
I believe that we need to show everyone what Stafford has to offer. They do have the dual credit, or that everybody is aware of what Stafford has to offer. Also, Stafford is a Title I school, and so not only are our students economically disadvantaged, but so are the families. It's be amazing to help out those disadvantaged families and to capture those.
So we talked about the demographic snapshot report and the different percentages. What plans do you have to capture the growing population to come to SMSD?
In partnership with the Stafford schools, also getting out into the community, because Stafford does has one of the offices in different organizations, and bring their activities to the Stafford MSD, and that'll capture more students for the school districts.
Thank you.
That range went up to the 60s. I'm not concerned about the 60s. I'm concerned aging population, more empty nesters than young professionals. We need to work to bring more of those young families to Stafford and provide these opportunities across all of the city. City Council's done their part. They've approved new housing projects. The SCDC is doing a great job bringing trendy businesses to the grid. In terms of that, there's no one better than someone who's an actual young adult, an actual young professional who moved to Stafford to start a family. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is a national trend to include race relations in the. There is a trend nationwide, critical race theory that is being talked about in some school districts around the country. Do you think Stafford School District needs that? Would you recommend?
Different races and cultures is always something good. You know, in our my place of employment, we have a diversity across all of the demographics. I think our students are well prepared for the challenges that face them in the real world. But I would think we could all learn from each other's background and culture, and be a little bit more empathetic to the different needs, whether they be religious.
How's that? Test it?
Testing.
A little bit better. All right. Thank you. Don.
Same thing. Take your mic closer.
It's been a diverse school district. I mean, when my husband and I were in school here, it was amazing, you know, to have a family here and to raise our kids here was because of the diversity. I love others, and I feel that, you know, that is very important for them, just to keep that, you know, I mean, there's different races and cultures.
Thank you. Corporal?
Yeah, can you repeat your question one more time?
It being taught in some school districts in different parts of the country. Do you think Stafford needs one such curriculum?
Yes. I've been, as a different cultures has moved into Stafford, and I think as a student, familiar, you know, about the past and the future.
Thank you. Clint?
So, do we need specifically? Stafford is one of the most diverse cities in the country. Where Fort Bend County is one of the most diverse cities of hiring. If you look at our directory, at our roster of teachers and educators, we have a dearth of Asian Americans and Hispanic, which is like Spanish, but also Chinese and Hindi and other languages that our students' parents speak at home, as well as the training, reflects diversity.
Thank you. Suzette?
It's 46% Hispanic, 41% African American. I think we do need race mingle with other races, and other races need to be able to mingle with Hispanic and African American. Once these students go out into the world, they need to be able to interact. They would get accompanied to it once they go out into the community.
Thank you. All right, next question from our press. Stefan, you want to go ahead and ask, and Don, you'll be first to respond.
Address those who have fallen behind due to a lack of technology access during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as any mental health resources.
Okay, so you're asking about the slide from COVID-19 and with academics and mental health issues?
Correct. Yeah, and resources both.
On Monday, they were showing the slides from the COVID-19 slide with our kids. One of the big things that we're going to have to do is get the kids back face to face, or as far as mental health, I understand that COVID has been an impact for that as well, and I'm coming up that the parents can log in on different grade levels, and I'm excited that they are going to be able to do that because that is extremely important for our children at this point.
And I think what we need to do to help our students is to try to get them more help, because assistance that they need, and for as mental health, refer them to they try to find out exactly what's causing them to have any type of mental health.
Thank you. Clint?
So the first back to normal. But once that happens, we need to have a variety of techniques in place, from remedial courses to catch-up programming. It's no secret that kids have fallen behind. We just need to know how to address that. When it comes to mental health, anyone who currently school counselors working on their LPCs, mental health has taken a huge toll during this pandemic. And new programs to address mental health, and we're going to need more like them to help our students and our families. Thank you.
Thank you. Suzette?
With COVID-19 programs, tutorial programs, with the mental health has affected everyone. Not just program, which went in effect, I think was yesterday, when they had the first rollout call. On that call was 30 teachers. No parents showed up held in Spanish. Again, the school is 46% Hispanic and 40 being included too.
Thank you. Manuel?
Closing this educational gap is going to be utmost priority. I think getting back to face-to-face was going to be imperative. Continuing the Spartan program and other programs like that for mental health and support that I've pushed for in the past is getting to a year-round instructional curriculum. The summer slide is implementing more of a year-round and move away from the agrarian calendar for education that we traditionally have had.
Corporal for the first response. Besides COVID-19, what is the biggest issue you see facing the school district? Corporal?
Students in the classroom for one teacher, and in order for the students to
Okay. Clint?
I see two. One is kind of related to the pandemic, which is the learning gap that is occurring during hybrid learning and remote learning. We are headed for a potential enrollment problem. Landlocked district with an aging population means we've got more students graduating than we have new families coming in. That people want to move to Stafford, that people want to come here for our school district, for the unique programs, for the District of Innovation. Whether they're going to afford, we need to be meeting the needs of as many people as possible to attract more people to Stafford and to Stafford MSD. Thank you.
Thank you. Suzette?
Gap. Regression. Those are the two things I see. The studies are saying they're probably a year behind right now. So we're going to have to do we just need to push for more programs, like possibly all year round school, summer programs, tutorial programs.
When we go to our conferences, one of the biggest thing that comes up is community and parental engagement as a core of the reach out and engage those parents. Studies show that when you have engaged parents with their students will perform better. Programs for students to want to come to our district, like the STEM Magnet School, like the robotics program, and we need to be our biggest successful as we go into the next 10 years.
Thank you. Don?
Well, we've already talked about the COVIDs. The elementary PTO has dissolved. There is no PTO in the elementary school. And it has been proven that dropping their kids off on time, their kids aren't being absent. If the parents are bought in to the school, then they're going to be getting their, we need to, communicate also with the parents what's going on, and but we need parental involvement throughout this district in order to.
Start with Clint as a first response. What, in your opinion, are the top priorities to consider in recruiting and retaining
Education, faculty, staff, administration that reflects the diversity of our students and the diversity of our community. Further, we need to incentivize, but can we provide the kind of benefits and the small town community feel that other districts cannot? Yes, we can commit. You can really start to get to know everyone. You can have a meeting with Dr. Bostic like I've done before, just with a phone caller and the big school districts to get the best teachers to come here.
Thank you. Suzette?
Teachers, provide a positive work atmosphere, incentive for performance to this campus. We also have a daycare program right here at SMSD. Teachers can bring the SHIP program to prevent high turnover within the school district. Workshops to 4 years old, and I actually enrolled their children into Stafford MSD here too.
Thank you. Manuel?
Teacher track quality teachers. There's a lot of efforts that have gone into place, but at the core, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you have to have the base of engagement and create that atmosphere and that culture, and that's what myself and the other board members have done, is create years. And I think that starts to create that mission and that vision where you have time to implement your programs and they're not.
Thank you. Dawn?
I believe that we have to have an attractive environment for our teachers. We need to provide them with the support, the resources. Teachers feel appreciated. Through my job, I have been involved with another Title I school, and what we've been able to do is go into that school. And if you do mentor programs, that can take some of the weight off of the teachers. When you have a student that needs extra help, weight off of that teacher. So if we can do things that will, lift some of the load off of environment.
Thank you. Corporal?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What, in your opinion, are the top priorities to consider in
Requirement for the teachers, also the material.
Thank you. All right. We're going to go into 2-minute closings in the order of your name on the back.
I've been a resident here. It's in Stafford for 42 years. My husband and I went through the school from kindergarten through graduation together. We have 3 boys in the district. I've sat with my boys through virtual learning. I've got a child in special education. I can be a voice for the parents on the board. I understand what parents are experiencing. Improve communication throughout the district, both internally and externally. My goal is to see all students, and I would love to see community partnerships that can impact the lives of our children in so many positive ways. Students, the staff, and the community as a whole. Because we are all in this together, and together we can make our district better than one for the future of our district.
Thank you. Corporal Edward E. Rector.
Yes, my name is Edward Rector. I'm number 2 on the ballot, and I've been a public service. Is to talk to the parents, be involved, gather information, and the reason. And I would like the opportunity to be a potential board member, because I believe different organizations bring different type of programs to the school district. As a board member, a potential board member, it's important to try to get as much information from the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Clint Mendoza.
Thank you. So, I just back one extracurricular. I'm not even just here for the Hispanic and Asian students. I'm here for all of our students. I signed up in 3 major issues in the coming years. The immediate one is navigating to the end of the pandemic. Both of my siblings are MDs, cousins are nurses, every medical professional. We need to beg, borrow, and trade best practices with other professionals to make sure that we're meeting the needs of our students. My family has contacts with over 30 professionals across the Houston area, different positions, different districts caught up. For the future, we need to worry about the financial impact of this pandemic. Every city entity is concerned about their budget going forward. Attend their meetings and you'll see that. I've already said, managing a school budget is nothing like a household. You're dealing with millions of dollars, hundreds of jobs, thousands of students of our communities. I look forward to doing that. So when you head to the polls, I want you to remember those 3 things. All of the candidates up here can probably help with at least one of those issues, but there's only one candidate who can address all 3. Vote Clint for SMSD.
Thank you. Suzette Thompson.
Okay. Again, my name is Suzette Thompson. Today, I hope I have earned your vote. I recognition in the community. If I'm elected as a board member, my mission is to provide an atmosphere where all students of Stafford can achieve. I will continue to advocate for education, close the educational gap. As a nurse, I will advocate for strong safety protocols to the trade program through the CTE program with the help of community partnership, whether it's the doctor's office, pharmacy, or the urgency care or the hospital. Relationship with parents, teachers, students, community members, and stakeholders. I am ready to make the commitment. Please vote for Suzette Thompson. I am number 6.
Manuel Hinojosa.
Thank you. Good evening. First of all, I want to thank my colleagues here, and I look forward to working with one of you this evening. As great things are happening in the city of Stafford and Stafford Municipal School District. Our work is not done. There's work left to do, and there's a lot of things that we still have to get involved with their time, treasure, and talents to make a change. I challenge you and the Stafford community to make that change. I want to close by, those are the kind of things that are happening at Stafford Municipal School District. I also want to thank my family, my kids, Manny, Raul, Nicholas, Brianna, and my new baby girl, for entrusting your children and yourselves to myself, and I look forward to continue to serve you.
Thank you. And podiums and microphones. And when we come back, we will hear from the Stafford City Council candidates in approximately about 5 minutes. Thank you. Each Talbot will be the timekeeper. You will have 1 minute to answer each question. Candidates will receive a reminder of 30 seconds remaining. Yellow card, 10 seconds remaining for closing. Now I'd like to introduce our candidates for Stafford City Council Position 1, Thomas John, Alice Chen, and our candidate for the same questions as candidates for Position 1. Candidates, you will have 2 minutes for your opening statements per the rules in order of your name on the ballot. Thomas John, we'll start with you.
My name is Thomas Stafford for 34 years. All my kids graduate from Stafford High School. I am doing a lot of social and cultural activities in Stafford. When I am standing here doing every meeting, our past mayor, Leonard Scarsla, was the guest speaker. I used to walk together with him in this park over here. You know, as we say, for the people, by the people, and to the people. For me, I am with the people. So, I have a good chance to involve in social and cultural activities by the people. How to involve in the social and cultural activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alice Chen.
Alice Chen. For the last 2 years, I have had the privilege and honor to serve you on City Council, and now I'm Mayor Pro Tem. I would like a full scholarship to pursue my master's degree in accounting and finance. I'm a tax CPA, and also I'm a small business owner. My passion for community service started with many nonprofit organizations and community. 2 years ago, I ran for City Council. I was elected as your first Asian American City Council woman. During my current term, I helped raise $75,000 in the Sugar Bowl 2020. During the pandemic, I worked with public officials to deliver PPE, which including 10,000 face masks and thousands hot meals to our first responder and to prepare and balance our city budget. It is not an easy job, but we did it. After the recent winter storm, I worked with Congressman Al Green's office and Houston Food Bank and dry food and water for our family member at Stafford Center. Also this time, we have a COVID-19 testing. As you can see, I love the city. I want to do everything to make Stafford stronger. Please support.
I just want to make a brief analysis. We have some new individuals that are going to be running for school board. I applaud them, shows interest in I came to this community in 1998. I was 78. I built my home. I've been here ever since. And I've been your diligent and honored politics before I ran for council. I'm a lifetime member of the Historical Society. I'm a lifetime member of the Booster Clubs. I'm a Knight of Columbus. I do participate in food drives. I just don't come out in public in photographs. With all that afloat, I had the privilege of being the Mayor Pro Tem when our Honorable Mayor Scarsella passed. I helped to put it together. We had weeks, we didn't have months, and we were able to comprise it with the right people, and we could work together. And within none again, I'm here to represent the people, not individuals, but the people. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So first, we're going to get back to with Thomas. Stefan, you're going to go ahead and get started.
What is the role of a Stafford City Council member, and what are your top 3 priorities if elected?
You know, different cultures, different denominations here. We have a very happy neighbor. The streets, they are well maintained. Our police department is very good. We want to keep the property tax 0%. Thank you.
Thank you. Alice?
Yes, as a city council, we need to make sure we keep our city property tax zero to make sure good public service to our resident, also the business owner. In a way, we need to work together to make this city the best place for residents.
It's pretty simple. When it comes to economics, you can't spend more than you're making. And we have a situation, my legal counsel and my economic director, in coming in with the grid, which is countless meetings with developers and possible businesses coming in. That's what I do. I am there for.
Thank you. All right. Next question. Alice is going to start with the response, but Shashadri, go ahead and ask it.
Yes. Could you please tell the Stafford voters why perspective?
Thank you for the question. As you know, I was elected 2 years ago. Since day one, I work hard. Resource to our business owner and also resident. As a city council, we need to protect the city, be public safety. And another thing is very important is the one, prepare and balance our city budget, just like Mayor Wayne Garrett just mentioned to you. But so we're gonna make this city shine. Good school, good location, and safety for people want to come. Thank you.
But it was a group effort. It was a group effort from the very beginning. I had multiple meetings to EDC funding anymore because we have to cover the principal and the interest on our loans. We have a challenge ahead of us, and we have to take every rock and cranny and look for money and not vote against anything that's coming in.
And they already have plans, but the main thing, how we doesn't work. We have a lot of, in California, a lot of technology companies are moving Stafford or any other kind of hotels, motels business. So anything can bring money. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to our first question from the public and in the city of Stafford.
Well, first of all, we got to revisit our compensation plan. It's been businesses making it business.